Welcome our guest, Mr. Sherwin Elcock. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Pleasant good morning, sir. It's lovely to be here this morning.
Very good. All right, so let's get into it. DEF Football Academy?
Yeah, DEF Football Academy, Leicester City, UK. We went to Trinidad, Point Fortin. We did last week 4 days of training and development. And now we are in Tobago to do that same thing to uplift the players and also the coaches to understand that there are different levels of coaching. And as a Trinidad and Tobagoan born, this has always been my dream to come home, to use the knowledge, skills that I have to bring it back to my country.
Just give a little background on who you are, because I'm now learning about you. And if I'm not mistaken, you played at a very high level. Let's talk a little bit about your background.
Point Fortin, we played Intercol, which is now called the SSFL. We had trials with national team. I played 1 or 2 games with the national team in my time. And moving from Trinidad and Tobago to the UK, started playing at a minor level. And from there, I moved on to coaching. I have 2 sons actually at Aston Villa. That was my inspiration to start to push towards coaching. I'm originally a national triple and long jumper. Brent York, one of my good friends.
Brent York or Dwight York?
Brent York.
Who is that?
That's Dwight York's younger brother. He was a national long jumper as well. Really lovely guy. I haven't met him yet since I'm in Tobago, so hopefully we should meet up. So I moved away from athletics into football. I'm currently working alongside Aston Villa, Leicester City, Derby County, and Peterborough City. I'm a scout there at this time, international and local. This program that I'm running here, we have a cup tournament in Holland next year, and I'm looking for the ages of 13 to 17 years old for that tournament in Den Helga in Holland. I've gotten a slot to bring a team from Trinidad and Tobago.
I like when you say you're a scout, because we have raw talent here.
Oh, a lot.
As we say in local parlance, we have them like dirt. You could find them on any street corner playing small goal. You could catch them on a field if they get picked on a side, and in some cases they don't care, because they would boast that all you need me, and for some reason they don't get the exposure, and they fall prey to other undesirable activities. Let's talk about that hunt for talent. You're going to do the academy and you're going to teach whatever you're going to pass on.
Yeah.
However, you are there with your eyes open.
Definitely.
Right. So you mentioned age group. And this is, Dwight York was discovered when he was 11, 12, thereabout.
Yeah.
Let's talk to that when you see them at that age, they're in the formative years, the development, what the scout like you do, let's say you see a fella in Mason Hall, and he can really play, but he just don't have certain things that is needed to take him to the next level. Do you just take the rough diamond and then make it to what you want?
Yeah.
Let's talk that.
Well, this is the reason of opening my academy. I've been coaching in the UK for 11 years now. I've basically won everything in Leicester City. The Leicester City Cup, I've won the Cup, I've won the leagues, and it took me 4.5 years to actually register and open my academy, because it's very difficult, especially for a person coming from Caribbean. And finally, I've successfully got that done this year, actually. And straight away, my motive is to come home, to use what I have to develop. When we say develop, and you talk about rough diamond, my job is to take that person, get them trained and developed the correct way for international. I always say to people, you cannot train and develop locally for international. You have to have someone with international understanding to coach international. So in other words, you cannot go to the bank with 20,000 and you want one of them fancy cars. You need more money than that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my job is to get the coaches involved to understand what it takes to get these young lads to a higher level. They cannot go out of Trinidad and Tobago with this level. Right. Now they are good because this is what we are seeing here. They're better than the other players.
Right.
But when they go outside, because I had players left Trinidad, come to England, and they struggled because the level of coaching, the level of development is difficult. So my push is if I can get into the system to take what I know to help these coaches to develop their players, then we'll have a bigger pool.
All right. I get the impression that you're a tough coach.
Very.
Now, there is what you call in Trinidad and Tobago now, where if a coach raises his voice, and not necessarily to insult or they call it something, we had that conversation about protecting the player.
Yes.
It's called, you might be able to remind me too.
This comes in the line of safeguarding.
Safeguarding, that's where I go,
Yeah.
right. So I had the coach, the gentleman who was speaking to it, and I said, so a coach can be tough on a player these days because the safeguarding is like you're treating with an eggshell. Because if you step too hard on the child, they're gonna say, hey, we need to revoke your license as a coach. Now, how do you, given that what I'm getting from you, and if I could recall, when Bertil Sinclair was a coach, he was a tough coach. And he got the best out of them. However, this safeguarding come now, and then you have to pat and powder the player, and you can't demand anything from the player because they're going to report you, and so on. I am getting from you, you have the right manual. That might work in England, but can it work? I mean, given the safeguarding that you're aware of, what leeway does a real coach have? Because if you had to take these fellas, when they go up there, the coach that is powdering them here and dressing them up and let them treat it nice. When you go to England, a tough coach go ball in your ears and say, give me 20 push-ups. And what happened? You feel as a CC, come give me 10 more. And when you do that, you are deemed as a demon. How do you maintain the where you need to bring them up to and not be abusive?
Firstly, the FA safeguarding is above every other safeguarding. We need to get that very, very clear. I understand that Trinidad and Tobago have their own structure of their own safeguarding and whatnot. But the FA safeguarding arise above any other safeguarding. Now, there are different ways of being hard, and it's something that, to a point, I agree with the safeguarding in Trinidad. Now, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I've been looking on from England, before I came home for about a year now, on how coaches deal with players. Now, the wording is very important. If you have a player and you're not coaching in the correct way, you cannot, what would I want to use? When he's on the pitch, you cannot get what you didn't put in. So this is where you will get the type of wording that I've been hearing, and I'm being honest with you, I'm a bit disgusted with a lot of it. Now, me being hard, this is my being hard. If I know Jack can only give me 10%, and I want Jack for 20%, I cannot force Jack on the pitch to give me 20 because he's only can give 10. So what I do is something called motivation. The words that you use is important. So if I know Jack is slacking, I say, hey, Jack, come on, you can do this thing. You motivate Jack. And you can be able to get the best out of Jack, but not saying things like, what foolishness you doing, boy? Not to pass the ball. No, you're not motivating Jack. So
you're breaking him down.
You're breaking Jack. So the wording that you use is very important to uplift Jack. The way you speak. One of the things we do in England when it comes to young players, they don't allow us to be like, if the player is standing or sitting down and we're standing above them, that shows, what the word I want to use? It shows like a dictatorship. So what we try to do, what FIFA tries to do, the FA tries to do, and FA tries to do is allow us, for the players to sit down and we sit with the player. Or if the player is sitting on a chair, we sit in a chair with the player. What that says to the player is, don't be intimidated. I'm at your level.
Very good. All right. So let's talk about your presence here. You said you were in Trinidad and you started the academy.
Yeah.
Both male and female.
Yes.
Let's speak to, and then the objective basically is to find the talents and maybe give them an opportunity to be exposed internationally. You're in Tobago now. Where and how do you, where are you? How do you intend to roll out, if you're not rolled out as yet, in terms of the activities and how people can get involved?
Okay, we were in Point Fortin for the 3 days, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Point Fortin was a little bit slow in getting registered. I think people have I don't want to say it's a mentality. I say it's a thing where you'll have foreign coaches coming to Trinidad promising stuff and do not deliver.
Right.
So then I understand that people is a bit cautious. I fully understand that. So what happened on the first day, I had something like about 15 people came out. And then the news started to spread. The second day was 47. Then the last day, which was the Sunday, we were almost 70-something players, girls and boys. So, and they loved the program. So the parents is asking things like, could we join your academy? Could we join? Because they're seeing the difference in the training methods. And this is what I want to roll out. It's not about Sherwin Elcock coming to Trinidad, opening an academy and taking players. It's not about that. It's about developing the coach's mindset, how to coach properly for international, because that is what we want.
Okay.
Tobago, I was at Bishop yesterday, and I saw 4 players that I'm definitely interested in.
Right.
So this program that I'm running off here now is for a tournament in Holland, where I'm looking for players from Trinidad and Tobago to go to Holland in Den Helga for that tournament. There's a lot of scouts there. And this is what I want to push.
Very good. All right. There are other clubs. You saw Bishops, obviously. There are other football clubs, Phoenix, Plymouth, and they have...
yes, I think it's Ballcasters and some of these.
Right. So so you're familiar, and you are going to make your rounds while you're here?
I've been doing that yesterday.
Right. And besides Bishops, what have you found?
There's some really good players over here. Really good players. But one of the things is they are all stuck at that level 5.
Level 5?
They are stuck at
Meaning
level 5.
what?
Meaning that if the level is level 10 to go out international, they're at level 5. One of the things with me is that I will say it for what it is. I wouldn't sweet coat it. Even the ladies, they need a lot of development, and I mean basic development. The boys are more advanced than the girls, but then the boys still needs that. One of the, what word I want to use, force I'm getting in Tobago is coaches are really reluctant to take part. They're really reluctant for development. This is just my opinion and what I'm gathering. And I just want to say to the coaches in Tobago, do not miss this. I am not about coming to take players. That's one of the biggest things I've been hearing. People taking a player, and I just want people to know openly, the players belongs to the mother and the father, or grandmother or grandmother.
Right.
That's something I don't like to hear it.
All right. So let's start with setting up of the academy while you're here.
Yeah.
Where can people come? Do you need to register? Can they bring their children?
We will be at Shore Park from Friday at...
Tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be at Shore Park. That will be the opening for coaches, players, mothers, fathers who's coming to bring their kids. I want to use that time to explain to the coaches what I'm about.
All right. So what time?
We want to get there at least 4:30 to try and kick off for 5. And Saturday, Sunday will be 9:15 to get ready to kick off. They can register at the day of Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They can register on the day. One of the things that I am requesting for parents who has already registered and paid, is important that you guys send the receipt for me, please. It's important because it brings clarity, it brings truth, it brings trust.
So what's the fee? We just talk about
the fee is $200. And here the beauty
so
about...
So you pay to register?
Yeah. So the beauty about that $200 is that it's going to go invested right back into equipments to the clubs in Trinidad and Tobago that is really struggling.
Very good.
Yeah, so I have a lot of stuff that is coming. It will be able to distribute to these coaches to help develop.
Right. Right. So you said ages between 13, 14, thereabout?
That is for
the tournament.
That's for the tournament in Holland.
Yeah, good.
But we're working with from 9 go right up to under
All right,
23.
so let's say that at that age, that child is in primary into secondary school here, and let's say that the talent is far more is an investment. Let's go there. That parent has to shift with that child to wherever in the world that he is accommodated to do professional football or his development. His whole life has to shift, and there is what happens to the adjustment period. So the child may go to, let's say in England, and it's in the middle of winter. He cannot perform because he's not used to that. So if you are coaching during winter time, when he go there, just the coolness, given that he's not used to it. So that adjustment period might take 5 years before he's ready, and that might be too late. Speak to those elements that contribute to when people go out in the real world of football, and they have to come back within, and sometimes they cry to come back because they can't cope with the elements. Let's speak to that. What do you need to do to get parents to understand, like, look, you have to make up your mind to go with this child for at least 5 years and to change his whole life. He has to be schooled there and everything. Let's speak to that, because there are those parents who say, yeah, but you see me, I can't go through that change of life because I don't settle here in Tobago already. Let's speak to that.
Firstly, what I try to do, because I understand the ratio between 37 degrees in Caribbean to minus 5,
yeah.
What I try to do, and I'm seeing it working, is I try to bring players during the summer coming into autumn. So what that does is it tune you in to winter. So you get that difference in the warmth coming into winter instead of coming into winter directly. So that's a big thing, because there's a lot of players. I had one great player from St. Benedict's. He came up winter, and within, I think it was about 6 weeks, he was crying to come home.
Exactly.
So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. You're going to get him back home, but you're going to come back up during this time. And now he's settled. So
Takes time.
it works.
Yeah.
Now, in the case of the younger ones, this is why I opened my academy. It will be running in Tobago. There's coaches that is involved and see the dream and the vision that I have. So I have coaches that is involved. So the plan is, I would like parents, coaches to understand the key fundamental factor is the child, not your club, not your ego, not you. It's about the child. Again, if that child is at level 5 and you can't push him to 10, send him where he can go and get training for 10. So this is the reason why I want to open the academy in Tobago. No, I'm not taking the player. I want to develop the player. I want them to understand that. I want parents to understand, if your goal is for your child to go international, they need someone with international experience in order to take you from 5 to 10 or from 1 to 10.
Very good.
That's the fundamental basis of what I am opening DEF Football Academy in Tobago.
All right, so just as we get ready to wrap, the people can register on the day.
On the day.
And that's Friday tomorrow.
Yeah.
At Shaw Park. From what time?
We'll be there from 3. We'll be there from 3. So after school, they can come in. There are lots of people there to look after them and get everything nice and smooth.
All right.
But I'm appealing for the coaches. Coaches is important. Yeah? So from 9 to about 10, I'm appealing to the coaches. Let's put aside our own thoughts and think about the players. Think about what we want for them.
Can I pinch a little bit out of you with this national football team in Trinidad and Tobago? Coach Dwight York, just a little aside here. Given the experience you've had, obviously he brings international. He was successful in Australia, and now he's the head of the head coach here in Trinidad and Tobago. We have done reasonably well. I do not know where we are. Juby, if you was here, to tell me where we are and if we are still have an opportunity to get into the World Cup. Do we need to? In your view, what needs to be done to bring the Trinidad and Tobago national football team to another level?
Firstly, I want to say that Dwight York, I love that guy. I understand what he's trying to do. And we will qualify. I know we will qualify. Because that man has a determination. He has a determination. All I will say to Trinidad and Tobago, all I will say to the TTFA, I will say that keep pushing him. He has a vision. You see, because his vision is international vision. And a lot of them has local vision. They wouldn't see what he's trying to do. They might say, oh, why you take off this guy? Why you take off this guy? Why you put this guy? He has an international vision. Trinidad and Tobago, let's push him. Let's push him. TTFA, let's push him. I love how the general manager of the TTFA, I love how when he had that radio interview with those guys, and how he said, yes, I believe in him. And I felt it. Let's believe in that man, I'm telling you. I see what he wants to do. Let's support him. Let's support him.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Elcock. And the name Elcock, is it the...
Yes.
Which of the Elcocks are you related?
Ansel Elcock, that's my cousin. All Elcocks in Trinidad and Tobago family.
The evangelist who passed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because you're right. And Dave Elcock.
Oh, that's my dad's uncle's family as well.
Right,
love
okay,
that
right.
man.
Very good. All right. All right. So we want to thank you for being here. And in closing, just what you want to say to the rest of the people.
I just want to say to Tobago, coaches, come out and see what the program is all about. I always say to people, if you want to judge me, come on the pitch and judge me. Don't judge by just hearing and people saying. Come on the pitch, and you'll see great things to happen. That's all. Just come. Come.
All right. So you make your way to Shop Park 8, 9 thereabout, and register your children. Obviously, once they have the talent, great doors can be opened. And just be supportive. And All right. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir.